Hello guys. So today we're going to go through our horizontal and vertical lines on your notes page. So one side is the daily assignment, the other side is notes. So the side that says HOI/VUX, that is what we will call our notes side. So HOI/VUX. HOI, it stands for horizontal. The slope is equal to 0, so that's why we have an O in the middle, and then it needs to be y equals a number. So if the equation starts with y and it has a number, you have to know that that is HOI. VUX. So if it's vertical, it is an undefined slope, meaning it's a straight up vertical line up and down. And then if it's x equals a number. So if it's an up and down line, it needs to be x equals. The numbers might not match up perfectly, but looking at our notes, so this one, if we look at it, it starts out with y equals -1. So what that tells me is this is going to be a HOI because we have a y. From there, right, you can graph it. If we graph it, it's just going to be in this line that's right underneath my x-axis. But my slope, because it is HOI, my slope is 0. And we could just graph it like that. The next one, y equals -4. So same thing, it's y equals, so it has to go with HOI. Right, we write it down again. HOI stands for horizontal, slope is equal to 0, y equals the equation. On this time, I'm going to find -4 on my y-axis, and so it's going to be there. We can write that the slope is 0, make our point, draw our line. The next one that we have is x is equal to -3. So this one, it's x, so we are going to be VUX. Remember, it stands for vertical, undefined slope, and then x equals equation. So for our slope, we would type undefined. And then x equals -3, so I'm going to find -3 on my x-axis, and it's going to be right here. Make our point, and then draw our line. Then we have x equals -1. Again, this is with an x, so it's going to be VUX. We write out what we have. So vertical, undefined, x equals. So slope is going to be undefined. And then x equals -1. Put our point at -1 and then draw our line. So this one, we have to circle whether it's HOI or it's VUX. So for us, this is what we call a horizontal line, and it's crossing my y-axis. So for us, this is going to be HOI. For our slope, remember, anytime that we have HOI, our slope is always going to be equal to 0, and then it's going to be a y equals equation. So slope is 0, and it's y equals wherever we are crossing on my y-axis. So in this case, it would be -4. So y equals -4. The next one that we have, this is a vertical line, so this would be VUX. Vertical line, undefined slope, and then x equals equation. So for us, slope is going to be undefined, and then x equals equation. This would be x equals 1, 2, and this would be 3. So x equals 3 is our equation. Next one we have, again, it's a vertical one. So our slope, it will be VUX. Our slope, again, will be undefined. And then our equation, if we look at our number here, it's going to be -4. So x equals -4. Then we have our next one. This one, it is a horizontal line. So we would circle HOI. Horizontal, my slope is equal to 0. And then we have a y equals equation. So y is going to equal 2 for us. So slope is 0. And then y equals 2. These are just some past STAR questions that we have seen in the past. Tomorrow we will talk about parallel and perpendicular. Today, since I'm not in class, we just went to HOI and VUX. So this will be one that we can talk about more tomorrow. How we would solve it is we're given this line. It says that it has to be parallel. And so tomorrow when we talk about what it means to be parallel, we would be able to figure out how to solve it. Again, this one, it's talking about parallel. We'll talk about that tomorrow. And then this one, that tell you that it passes through the point 2, comma negative 2, and then it is perpendicular. And so we'll talk about parallel and perpendicular tomorrow. This is one that does deal with Hoy and VUX. So if we look at this, this is a Hoy line, so it needs to be y equals. And if you look, they try to be a little bit tricky. They put it in between 2 and 3. So this would be the slope is 0, and that this would be y is equal to 2.5 or 2.5. And then for this case, this would be parallel to my x-axis. So we would be looking at letter C on that one. Again, another Hoy VUX. This time they give us a vertical line. So it's VUX, meaning it needs to be x equals. And then this would just be x equals negative 4.
So the notes page, that is the page that we just did. If you look on the back of it, this is our daily assignment. So we start out with giving you an equation, so y equals 3. You're telling me if it's Hoy or if it's VUX, and telling me what my slope is, and then you can graph it. You do the same thing on number 2. Number 3, we are giving you the graph. You're having to tell us what the equation is. Remember, if we're horizontal like this one, this is where we are Hoy, so this needs to be y equals 4. And so that's going to be letter A. And it's not going to be 4x. It's just going to be y equals 4. You'll do the same thing for number 4. Number 5, they're giving us a point, but then they tell us that it has a slope of 0. So remember, if it has a slope of 0, you got to be able to know, is that Hoy or is it VUX? And for that, that is Hoy. Number 6, they're asking what is the rate. So what is the rate or what is the slope? They give you the 2 points. You can either plug that into Desmos or you can solve that by hand. Number 7, it's the same point as number 5, except this time they say that it has an undefined slope. So the undefined, that is VUX. So hopefully that helps you out. Number 8, again, undefined. So it would be VUX and then passes through this point. Number 9, you are solving for y. Remember, circle your y, draw your line, move your x over, and then divide by a positive 4. Number 10, you're going from point slope form into slope intercept form. Remember, I tell you that, for me at least, it's easier for me to multiply my 2 to my x and then my 2 to my negative 3. Once I multiply that, then I can get rid of this plus 2, right? The opposite of adding 2 would be to subtract 2 on both sides, and then we simplify. Make sure you turn in your answers to Canvas, and hope that you have a great day.